Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1970 Hermes Media 3 vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. One of the best typewriters of all time. This is the exact same as the Hermes 3000 without the tab function and the touch control. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper, and this is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got two adjustable rollers and a scale, and these two rollers here are 3D printed. So if you need replicas, check my shop. I have these available really close to the originals, and they will not go bad on you like the originals do. Margins are lightning margins on the sides here. So if you want the margin somewhere in the middle, you just put the cursor where you want it and flip this switch, and it sends the margin to that spot. If you want it closer to the edge, you just push the carriage and hold the lightning margin at the same time and push it all the way to the end or wherever you want it. That's where I want it, on the end. And if you're used to using magic margins on Royal typewriters, it's the same concept. So on this side, right now it's in the middle. So we're just gonna push the carriage release, which is a white button, and the lightning margin at the same time, and that will allow you to move that all the way to the edge. Let it go where you want it. Right now it's on the edge, but if you wanted it in more towards the middle, you just put the cursor where you want it, flip the switch up, and it sends the margin to that spot. I'm going to push it to the edge for maximum clearance. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. Hit the line space, get you back to the beginning. It skips 1.5, or 2 spaces. Right now we have it on single, but if you want 1.5, just flip that switch forward 1 notch. Skips 1.5, 1 more. It skips 2. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line and switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side here. Flip that up to the red indicator. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. When you have it on the yellow indicator, it prints right down the middle. So in this case, you have a black and red ribbon. It would just print the top portion black, bottom portion red. When you have it on the blue indicator, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. When you have it all the way down to that white indicator, it prints no ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. So technically, if you have a solid black ribbon, you can use it 3 times by using these 3 options. But since we have a black and red, we're going to flip that up to print red on this next line. Absolutely beautiful. Considered the best of all time for a reason, many reasons actually. The print is always perfect on these most of the time, and it has a unique font, Director Pica, prints 10 characters per inch, and just has a little bit different font than your typical average font, so a little bit more unique. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side on the carriage. Just flip that forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. Going to flip this down for now and put the color back to black. So not only does it have really nice print, the feel of it is super comfortable, cushiony, and just luxurious feeling, also known as the Bentley of typewriters. And also the look of it, just sexy. It's a really sexy typewriter all around. Shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the top side here. So this is where your tab function would be if you had a Hermes 3000, and this is where your touch control would be. Doesn't have those functions on this, so this is a more streamlined one. Some people actually enjoy that better. If you don't use the tab function all the time and your touch control, the touch is perfect as it is. Then you might want to go with the Hermes Media 3 because it's less things to go wrong over time, less maintenance. If the tab breaks down on your typewriter, then your whole typewriter goes down. So not only just because you don't use it, but because if it goes wrong, you're just preventing all that maintenance you're gonna have to do. And that's it. You have to take the whole thing apart to do maintenance on that. I do that all the time, and it's not easy for a typical non-tech person. Margin release on the right side. To get to the once you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that margin release. It does allow you to go all the way to the end. Works good. So very easy to use typewriter. There's nothing that you really have to learn. It's just a regular keyboard. This pops off from the back first and hooks in from the front. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the right side, so it's pulling counterclockwise to the left. If you want to switch direction, just flip either one of these ribbon holders and it'll pull clockwise to the right. We want it to pull to this side, and when it gets to the end of the ribbon, there's an eyelet that will catch it and flip it automatically, so it just keeps continuously going back and forth until the ribbon is dried up. And this hooks back into the front there like that, and then snaps down on the backspace. I think I already did that, but I'm not sure. Carriage release, we already did that. This is the knob, original knob. These things break all the time. They're very fragile, brittle. So if you need a replacement, check my shop. I got the white and the green ones. This is your carriage lock. You flip it down and it locks the carriage in the middle. To unlock it, you flip it down and push the carriage at the same time. That will unlock it. Carriage release on the left, we already done that. And I have the left knob available too in both white and green. And if you push this lever, the line space indicator, all the way back, it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You push it on to the 1 and you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space. Same concept. If you pull the knob all the way out, disables the spacing, you push it in, you get the clicks. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.